Fault function is the function that allows you to trace the location of a ground fault once you've identified there's a ground fault in analyze mode. Fault function injects a signal into the system that you can trace using either the receiver or the current clamp. There are two main ways to use that signal. The first and default mode is array high, and that is sourcing the signal from the array at a high level, and that will allow you to trace again with the receiver or the current clamp. There are many different ways to use fault mode. You can go from positive to ground or negative to ground. Having those different functions allows lots of flexibility. It can also be a little challenging to identify what's the right mode to use. So we always start with array high. That works very well for low resistance faults or hard or solid ground faults. If you find that you have a higher resistance fault, array low is a good option as well. That uses a lower signal, which is easier to pass through a high resistance ground fault. If you're working on a conductor that is de-energized, not connected to a string of PV modules, for example, if the fault is in the home run conductor, or if you're testing on the AC side of the system where that conductor is completely de-energized, you can use unit mode. Unit mode sources the signal from the transmitter in the high mode and sends it through the conductor, and then you can use either the receiver or the current clamp to identify that signal. In order to be able to use array mode, there has to be voltage present between whatever side you're injecting on and the ground. The unit will have a lightning bolt if it is receiving more than 30 volts on whichever fault mode that you are using. So you need that lightning bolt present in order to use array mode. If the lightning bolt is not present, then switch to unit mode. There's also an auto feature that allows the transmitter to automatically select between array or unit. That can make it very easy for new technicians, where it will automatically switch between where the signal is sourced from. However, it can lead to some inconclusive results in certain types of array, especially high capacitance arrays. It's best to use either the array mode or the unit mode and manually switch between the two. That will give you the most consistent results. So again, fault mode is very flexible. We can inject the signal on the positive side or the negative side. What side we inject on will vary depending on your workflow and the specific situation you have. It's typically best to use a side that has voltage to ground. So if you have a ground fault on a home run, you can use that array feature. Inject that on the side that has voltage to ground. If you're going to go with a home run fault on the conductor that does not have voltage to ground, use the unit mode. Again, very flexible, lots of different options with fault mode. The different options are going to vary on the workflow that you're using, the type of system and the system architecture, and how you find it easiest to locate the fault. So you can use a receiver, you can use the current clamp, both kind of give you different results when tracing that signal.